Hi, everybody. Raven Willow. We have some messages today. We are definitely into our new year, gotten out of the years of the snake into the years of the fire horse. So you're definitely feeling that shift. I am definitely feeling that shift. There's also a lot of planetary things going on, shifts like that in the universe. But the main thing that's happening right now is we are shifting from 3D life to 5D life. We are shifting to a place where most people are waiting, looking, searching for some event to happen, right? Everybody's watching the news right now. The world is in chaos. Um, you're watching the sky, you're looking for UFOs and different things. I do that too. And they come. You can call them different podcasts for a different day. But everybody's looking, waiting, and you should be listening. So the year, it's like an exact moment in our history, and we've heard the warnings and we've heard the things coming, but are we really comprehending what's being told to us? So as we are in the middle of a frequency gate, this is a portal. And those of you that are aware of this are aware of the collective consciousness that is tied to this portal. And if you work with portals a lot, like I do, you can definitely feel it. And what we don't want to happen is for people to be left behind that need to move forward and need to get out of this heavy, sluggish nastiness of a world that we're involved in right now. And these shifts happen, and you can watch the patterns over history. If you study history, like I do, I love history, obsessed with it actually. Big things have happened. World War II, Revolutionary War, the Civil War. I'm just thinking of things in America because that's where I am. Um, and the 60s hit, and big movements of big change. So that's the time we're in right now. So instead of feeling the chaos, you need to tap into the other collective consciousness. You cannot let yourself be continually fed with this fear. And it is never healthy for people to be obsessed with the news and social media and what's happening. It is all just fear-based, and really, it's a bunch of lies. And if you really want to look at the news and what's going on in the world, or you really want to study history, you need to be watching from all angles of the world, not just in the country that you live in. Otherwise, you're just not going to have the real truth of what's going on because everybody lies. Governments lie to suit their own needs. So get rid of the depression and let's get into this, you guys. So if you're feeling separated in your reality, um, things that felt permanent are shifting in your life. People that felt permanent are shifting in your life. These things can be really hard to handle unless you're just in a state of let's just let life flow. And that's easier said than done, definitely, especially when it comes to people. But if somebody is leaving your life, you need to just let them leave. You cannot make people treat you the way you want to be treated. You can't make people love you. You can't make a relationship into something that you need that's not needed by the other person. So just let things flow. These things are going to happen as you shift and make higher vibrational choices in your life. Those other people are going to drift away. Those other situations are going to drift away, and you need to just let them drift. So, like I said, this is a frequency portal. And I've been feeling it a lot lately. And what happened to put like, it's like a bing, like a light bulb kind of went off. I was just watching another podcast and they were talking about Dolores Cannon, and everybody knows Dolores Cannon. We don't need to go into that. But there was a lot of interesting things said in there that was just kind of like bing, 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 like light bulbs going off. And sometimes those things happen. Like you know the knowledge, like you have the knowledge, but you're in a situation and you can't see clearly. And sometimes you hear the message and it's like, la, the light went off or the light went on. Sorry. But as this is a frequency portal, you need to be in tune with that frequency. So the fear is probably, actually, it is the lowest vibrational frequency. And if you think about it, that's what this world runs on, sadly. And there's a reason for that. And I've talked about that in other podcasts, so we don't need to get into that. But it is up to you to find the positive, to find the good, to listen to those higher frequencies, to listen and feel that higher collective consciousness instead of the lower one. And maybe you're somewhere in the middle still, which is where a lot of people are. You're stuck here and you're stuck there. And I went through that, it's probably 6 to 8 months ago. I was just constantly telling my friends, the people around me, that I feel like I'm two different people right now. Like it's just this very strange sensation. But at the same time, you're like, but I'm not, right? But I was, because two different timelines were colliding with each other and one of them needed to dissolve. So when you think about time, it is not past, present, future. Like it's 3 o'clock, it's 4 o'clock, it's 5 o'clock. Time is not a line. Time is fluid and it flows, and you bump into future timelines, you bump into past timelines. It is constantly moving and changing. I have bumped into past versions of myself a lot. I have bumped into future versions of myself as I'm moving along this journey. So those things are happening and you are being split. What we don't want to happen is we don't want people that can't hold the frequency and then you stay, you remain in 3D. So then, okay, how do we do that? Well, one, all of you acknowledge, because I know you're all feeling it just like I feel it, and all of my other friends are feeling it. You are exhausted. You are exhausted in every way you can be exhausted. Spiritually, physically, emotionally. Your muscles ache, your joints ache, you're getting headaches, all of the things. The universe is very aware of this. And it's important that you surround yourself with people that are in this higher level of consciousness, or at least trying to get there. That's their goal. They're stuck in the middle too. But it's important you surround yourself with people that understand. Just like you cannot make somebody believe something. They either know it and they feel it, or they don't. So that's another thing. You just have to let it go. So be aware that your exhaustion is noted, very well noted, and you deserve that recognition for the fight that you've been in. So your exhaustion comes from being the light for your friends, for your family, for people at work, for strangers, you feel like you're here to save people. And you are. It's just not like you think. So you don't want to get stuck clinging on to people and being the savior. And I'll get into that in just a second. But in your family or in life, you're the black sheep. You stood out from the time you were young, whether you remember it or not. I vividly remember being very, very young. And I even remember having dreams from when I was a toddler. Like I remember it vividly. But even if you don't remember, you were still different. You still stood out. You didn't go along with the crowd. So this this burden becomes heavier and heavier in your life. And as you grow up and start to learn and break these cycles and like family legacy cycles and all of these things, you carry those things with you. Whether, you agree with your parents, grandparents, whatever happened, you still carry that with you. So you might also feel like a stranger on this entire planet. I have definitely felt like that because you don't recognize it, because you were a part of creating this place. And you're like, what is this place? This is not what we made, and this is chaotic, and this is war, and this is just all the time with the greed and the war, and it's, yeah, we're just over it. Us higher vibrational people, we're just over it. So you're definitely going to feel out of touch with all of this. And the more out of touch you get, the more uncomfortable you are going to get with those kinds of situations, with any kind of violence. If you're a person that watches all these crime shows and the things on TV, you're not going to be able to watch those shows. It's just going to start to get to you. And sadly, America is that place where everything that you watch is filled with violence. Sex is horrible, but violence will do that all day. Welcome to America. So you're surrounded by violence all the time, and you're going to get more and more uncomfortable with it. So the physical symptoms that you might be feeling as well, pay attention to these. Ringing in your ears, that is happening to me a ton lately. And it's no, it's not tinnitus. Anyway, if it comes and goes, it's not tinnitus, folks. You might get dizzy. You might feel heart palpitations. I feel those a lot because I'm such a strong empath and I feel everybody's everything. And so I feel heart palpitations. My heart will actually hurt and ache physically when I'm doing readings with people that are going through emotional pain. So pay attention to that. You might feel like waves of intense heat or cold. You might not be able to regulate your body temperature because your body is going through a stressful situation of change. And you might feel like you kind of need to like kind of like a dog shakes, like and shake it off, right? Just getting rid of these negative or heavy feelings. You feel like you need to just shake it off, get rid of it. Follow that, shake it off, get rid of it. Sometimes in meditation, I take the things that are hurtful, painful, trauma, all of these things, and I put them in a box and I seal the box and I just give it to the universe. Like, this is yours to carry. I'm not carrying this burden anymore. And sometimes, yeah, I just literally shake. Like, I shake it off, like, and shake your body. And that helps you feel better. So do whatever you need to do to work through the symptoms that your body is feeling. I break out in hives everywhere. My face was broke out 3 days ago, but I take oils and tinctures and helped my face, but they're still all over my chest and all down my back. So, if you have psoriasis, eczema, get migraines, fibromyalgia, inflammatory responses, autoimmune disorders, these are all going to get agitated with all of these things that are going on. So pay attention to your body and take care of your body. Eat well, sleep well, drink lots of water, meditate, relax, listen to your body. And as you do this and you watch people that you love drift away, once again, you need to just let them drift away. It's not worth your time or energy trying to get somebody that doesn't want to be with you to stay with you. Let's not do that. And just know also, you are not crazy. These are real things and they are happening. And when you're in these circles and you can talk to other people, that is very helpful because you have people around you that understand, that are experiencing this. You don't need to be validated. You don't need to have somebody say, yeah, I saw that too. I felt that too. You just know that they do. And yes, you can share stories and you need to be in communities of people that understand. That is a big thing. So think of this shift as a cell. And the cell's got everything in it of life. The light stuff, the dark stuff, the fear, the beauty, the love, like all of it, the war, the peace, all of the things. All of these things are crammed into this cell. And it's like bigger and bigger and bigger. And that sucker is gonna burst. It's gonna die. It can't hold all of this anymore. That's what you're going through. The cell, you cannot hold two opposing frequencies. You cannot be in the 3D and in the 5D. Well, you can. Let me take that back for a second. Backtrack. You can, because that's literally what we are right now. But I'm saying you cannot vibrate in these higher frequencies and want to be in these higher frequencies in these relaxed states if you're caught up in the chaos of the world and all of the chaos going on around you. And once again, it's easier said than done. I get that. I get that more than I can even stress. Over the last couple of years, literally, and you can even watch back on some past podcasts of mine. My eyes look deader. I look more tired. It's not that what I'm saying isn't true or the things that I was speaking about aren't real and vivid and all of the things. It's life has been trying to kill me for the last couple of years. And I mean that quite literally, not as in like I have a serial killer chasing me, but just situations in life, people in life. It's been a, it's been hard. It's been rough. And I literally sit here a lot and I don't know how I'm still here. I don't know how I'm still here with everything that I've gone through. So I get it. It is easier said than done to get out of that place. And it's easier said than done when you've spent your entire life being surrounded by this shit. Let's just call it what it is. It's shit. It's a big ass steaming pile of shit. So my whole life has been devoted to everybody else and whatever they had going on. Younger life, of course. And that's okay. And even in my these years now, I had to dedicate my life to taking care of my mom for a while, and that's okay. It was hard, but it's okay. It's okay that I gave my time and my energy to people. Sometimes I look back on it and I'm like, why did I even bother with this person? Why did I waste my time? It's just more wasted time. Like, that's part of my personality. Wasted time. I can't stand wasted time. So I had to go back and, like, you didn't do anything wrong. You gave yourself to these people. You gave your emotions and your time and your energy, and you wanted to make things better. And maybe you weren't always perfect, and maybe you just didn't belong with that person. And if I just don't belong with people as in a relationship, like we are better as friends, then I'm still friends with them. But through this whole process, I have literally gutted my life of pretty much every person in it at this point. And I had to do that. And that was my journey. And the people that remain are those people that are meant to be here now, that are on this journey with me, that are good for me, and I'm good for them. So trust me, guys, I understand this, and it is not easy to wake up every day and not feel afraid, to not feel stressed, to not feel anxiety, to not feel depressed, and to not have physical reactions to things. It is very hard. And I also understand because I do this too, as much as I nag my clients about it, constantly meditate, meditate, meditate. When I'm starting to feel stressed and overwhelmed and emotions and all of these things, I shut down and I don't do the things that I'm supposed to be doing. And that's not helpful. So I get in those patterns too. And it's just getting back into the other pattern. Okay, I've been not meditating. Let's get back on this. So you just have to keep trying. And when I had listened to this podcast, like they said, and they were talking about Dolores Cannon. And I don't like to just repeat information like it's obviously already out there. And Dolores Cannon's work is out there all over the place. I mean, she's wonderful. But since it sent off so many like ding 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 dings when I was watching this and it was resonating with me so much, I think that's because of everything that I've been going through. So we don't want to get stuck. And I definitely don't want to get stuck. And I don't want to get stuck in these emotions and these heavy feelings and these burdens in my own life. So you need to clear those out as well. So our tragedy here isn't that the old world is collapsing. It's just that so many light workers and healers aren't really understanding what really is going on and how they can participate in it. So don't be put in that stuck place of I'm the savior. You cannot keep holding on to people and trying to bring them along with you. That is their path to walk, and they have to walk through themselves. You cannot drag them along with you. As hard as that is to hear, it doesn't matter if they're your kids. It you cannot force somebody to do and be something, just like you wouldn't want that forced on you, and you need to walk your own path. So I will get over that, but clinging on to other people and trying to drag them with you is only going to keep you stuck because you are carrying the weight of those other people. And you're like, okay, how do I feel this frequency? What do I do? One, you need to meditate and you need to be asked to be taken to source. That is the place that you need to go. I have done quantum meditations with people, taking them to source. I go to source. It is kind of a different journey for everybody, and you have to figure yourself out and figure out your journey and how to get there. Recognize your guides around you, recognize the angels around you, the entities around you, the passed on relatives around you, not the ones that are stuck here, the ones that have moved on, healed from this earth, but they're still with you. Follow them. Let them take you to that paradise. When you go into source, it opens for you and you basically get plopped in your own paradise. You need to listen to the messages that are being told to you there. You need to feel the feelings there. Everything is telepathic there. You need to feel what your body feels like there, what your mind feels like there, what the environment feels like there. And you need to go there often. And once you get there, once you can go into source, you will know when you get there. You will know that you've hit that frequency. And that is the frequency that you need to stay at. That is your frequency. So the earth changes frequencies all the time. Be aware of that. It's got its own heartbeat, it's got its own EMF field. It changes frequencies. It tilts, it moves, it changes. So frequencies change through time. You need to constantly be adjusting to these frequencies, whether they're negative frequencies or positive frequencies. Find that frequency. Take yourself to source. And if you need any help getting there, like I said, I run quantum meditation sessions. We can get you to source. That is the message for today. That was a lot. And it's a very hard thing to do. And trust me, I'm still like struggling to get to where I want to be and to leave all these traumas that has happened to me in life. Like, doesn't exist. Those people aren't here anymore. Doesn't exist. I can't feel the pain of my family and what they went through. Doesn't exist anymore. They're gone. I can't feel the pains and failures of my mom or how heavy my dad felt. That was their choices in life. And I felt that my whole existence. And so I had to shed that too. It's if it does not benefit you, you have to get rid of it. And you have to do that in the way that you find is best to handle that situation. But there's going to be a lot of adjustments and just be aware of them and keep listening to your body. If you're tired, sleep. If you're exhausted mentally, spiritually, emotionally, meditate, relax, go somewhere and relax. Go sit in the forest, wherever that place is. Go find it and take yourself to source. Get in touch with this higher collective. Keep feeding into the higher collective. The timelines of this earth are shifting. The old regimes are collapsing. The old ideas are collapsing. We don't want this for our planet anymore. So we need to fight for it. We need to be on the right side of this. So everybody have a good rest of your day. And if anybody has questions, please leave comments. Please like and subscribe. I want you to be able to have notifications when I get more content loaded. And I always want people's comments. Let's get in on this discussion. Let's help each other get there. And if you need to book a session, just message me. So stay peaceful out there, everybody. Keep learning, keep growing, and stick with it. I will see you soon and have a blessed rest of your day.